shake your body. I really want to.
Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share my worst experience in the Philippines. Wow, guys, an experience that it was like terrible. It's one of my worst experience in the Philippines, and I won't even wish someone to have the same experience with me. Okay, one of my worst experience in the Philippines was during COVID-19 situation, when it just started, that early COVID situation. That's January, February, March. It was really one of the worst, because like a lockdown, nobody was going out, everywhere was so tight, there was security, there were the police officers everywhere. They are telling you to get your quarantine pass, you have to go to the barangay office. There was no food around like that, and anyway, even if you want to get a food, there was no transportation. It wasn't as easy as it was before. There were some restrictions, and it was really hard on me, because some people were laid off in their jobs, some people were losing their jobs, and it was like trouble. My room was hot, the weather was so hot, I think the sun became so hot because the weather, the COVID situation was also dealing with hotness. Anywhere you go outside, everyone is coughing. Even the air, when you breathe in the air, it's like you start coughing, you start feeling this itchiness in your throat. You were always drinking water, always doing so many things, doing EFT tapping. I was just doing EFT tapping, this tapping that you be tapping like, the media was crazy. Everywhere you turned to, it was just like crazy. Before you know it, like, okay, how did this affect me? One, it affected me mentally. It affected me financially, because some of my job I wasn't able to. I lost one of my jobs, so it affected me financially. Everything was like, I was getting pissed off easily. Everything was just like annoying me. Then later on, my caretaker, or the owner of the was giving me so many rules and regulations. Like the strictness was too severe. I wasn't able to bear it any longer. And before you know it, I was asked to, like, okay, if you don't know what to do, you have to like leave the apartment, because yes, that is it. And although I wanted to go, and they were like, okay, if you still want to stay, you can stay back. But because of it was the rules and regulations were too much, I was like, okay, no, I don't think I want to stay here anymore. I think for my mental health, I'm not okay anymore, because I was like only one giving so many rules apart from other people that were living in the apartment. I said, no, my mental health is not okay in this place. I need to leave. I need to find an apartment as soon as possible. It wasn't easy, because to go to people's house to knock, because they were like, oh, no, COVID, we don't accept now, we don't accept, there is no vacancy now to after this COVID. It was not easy. Everywhere was just like closed down. You have to, before you get to things, the roads were dry to move your things, because you have to think about like how much are you going to move your things to another place. You have to think about all this, because it's going to not be easy. I was just like, sometimes just like you walk along the road to look for apartments. Some places you see, it's so the amount is so high, but the surrounding, it's terrible. You'll be like, why is this house so expensive, and yet the surrounding is bad? Like, it's bad. You might see a house that doesn't have a CR, you see another one that's maybe it has a CR but it doesn't have a kitchen. You will see one that is okay, but the surrounding, the environment is so bad. You will see one that is so noisy. Like, it was just like so much, like, what is happening? Why is this what is happening? Like, I'm crazy now. Then, okay, I left the apartment, because even though my caretaker said, okay, you can stay, after the COVID, if you want to go, you can go. But because the environment is no more conducive, like, I'm no more happy with where I was staying. I was like, okay, no, I cannot stay any longer. I need to leave. So I was just given like a week to find an apartment. It wasn't easy to find an apartment within a week. I had to stay in one of my friend's house, which, thank God for her, because if not, where will I have packed all my loads to? It wasn't also easy for her, sometimes, because I have loads, she has loads, so I have to bring my things, and kept my things on not even in the park, I kept my things on the staircase. I kept my things on the staircase for that one, just like to find a house. Like, I needed to find a house, I needed to find somewhere. as soon as possible. Like it was almost like okay, anywhere. But luckily for me, I was just going outside, so I now checked on Facebook. Okay, if you're new in this Philippines, you should know that there are another way to find a house. Sometimes you look around or ask people to help you to find a house, but there's another easier way you can find a house through Facebook Marketplace. So I was looking on Facebook Marketplace, then I was just like walking around. I'm like, okay, I now saw a house. It was okay, and I texted the landlord. But the man, but he didn't reply me, so I was just like still looking. Then later on, I now checked my phone. I found out he has replied me. I'm like, oh my god, this house is okay. It was the price was okay. I was like, okay, I need to come. I'm coming now. And he said, all right. When I came, he told me that the house is not yet vacant, that someone is still living, and the person has like 1 week to pack out. I said, oh my god, what is this? And I really need a place. I can't squat, it's not easy. The weather is hot, there's COVID, there's restriction, there's no money. Where I just need somewhere so I can get myself together. I have classes, I have my classes are very tight, nobody's playing, you don't play. Like it was so strict. And also the instructors, they are not used to this online teaching, so it was like new for them and everything. So I was like, oh my god, what am I going to do? Then later on, he now called me back and said, there's another apartment for me, but it needs a little bit of, fixing. The door needs to be fixed. Some things need to be fixed inside it, although it's a higher price, but something needs to be fixed on it. I'm like, well, and I said, okay, can I see the house? And he showed me the house. But it's okay, although the house was so quiet, so damn, like no one has lived there for some time. I said, all right, now, because there I needed to stay, get a place. And he said, all right, that they'll fix it, that I can come like 3 days time or 4 days time and move in. I said, okay. And I checked. I said, okay, I'm going to come back maybe 5 days time when everywhere is cleaned up. And he said, all right, fine. I paid for the place, and I moved in immediately. When I moved in, my problem was just like, let me have somewhere then focus, because my study, I was having so many exams I couldn't do when I was squatting. I had to rush myself and finish up. It was just like, it was so much. I wasn't even eating because like I was so stressed out. I was just like, I don't even know what was I even eating then. I was so stressed out. Hey, I was what is happening? Like, what is this? What is this? But I'm grateful for everything. That it was like, it's an experience. Like, it was really an experience. But yeah, that's it. So if you're new to my channel, please do to like and follow and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on my next. Bye.